Hey, welcome to Gina Kenny Yoga. This is a practice for cyclists. Whether you're a triathlete, a road cyclist, or a mountain biker, this will help you build resilience, recover, and go faster. It is a practice that's more subtle in its approach, but because of that, it's a deeper benefit that is sustainable and will help you cycle faster, cycle longer, and have resiliency. So let's begin by taking a blanket. If you don't have a blanket, use a beach towel. Roll that up so it's not too thick, not too high. And we're going to lie at the chest, just under your armpits, over the blanket. So we're countering the sitting forward. So as you lie back, broaden to your chest and your shoulders, rest the arms. Notice if you're gripping one hand more than another, and allow the hands, the arms, the shoulders to rest. As you close your eyes, begin to feel a rise of breath moving up into your torso. Feel your sternum rising and falling, your rib cage expanding and contracting, and the shoulders resting back. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Next, lengthen the arms. Reach the arms long. Activate your legs. So feel the expansion of the upper body and activation of your legs. Take 3 or 4 more breaths here, expanding in all directions. Next, let the arms rest out wide once again. Observe, are the shoulders more rested? Is the thoracic and rib cage area of your body moving a little bit more freely with breath? And slowly begin to release, to take the blanket away. And lie back down, giving your knees a hug, rocking your hips from side to side. Coming back to center, draw the knees a little bit closer to your chest, lift your feet, hold either the tops of your feet or your ankles, and rock the body again in happy baby pose, observing your low back, your hips, observing your breath. And release. Give your knees another hug. Draw them a little bit closer. And as you release, slide your left leg long. Roll the right leg over your body into spinal twist, where you open the opposite arm. Your left hand is going to rock your right hip. So if this shoulder is rolling up off of the ground, let it rest as best it can and rock into any tension in your low back, your hip, or your chest and shoulder. Okay, hold, draw the leg and hip down a little bit more if that's possible. Reach out of the opposite arm and take 3 more
breaths here. Slowly return. As you return, swap legs. Lengthen your right leg. Roll the left leg over your body. Open the opposite arm. With your right hand, you're rocking your left hip. So again, finding that compromise so your shoulder's not hanging in the air, but the hip is in a twist, rocking. Nudging into any tight areas in the low back and the hips. Reach out of the opposite arm and hold. Taking a few more breaths here. Feel your body resting to the ground. Three more breaths. Returning. When you're ready, come back to hugging your knees or happy baby. Adding a rocking motion of the body. And now release. As you release, roll yourself up. As you roll up, we're going to come into what's called the swan pose. Slide your left leg forward, lengthen your right. Now an option would be to begin more upright, rising the body. Feel the length along the back hip flexor of the right leg, rising your body. And slowly folding forward. The left leg is forward here, so we're angling over towards the right and resting down. It can be helpful to add a rocking motion of the body here. Two more breaths. And then rise up back to where we began. This is called the proud swan, rising up. We're going to take the back leg, bring it around the front, and sit forward. Now, if it's not possible for this leg to fully land on top of the other, it's here, that's okay. Fold down. Close your eyes. Add a rock gently from side to side. Now settle in, rest down. Taking another 3 or 4 breaths here. Resting yourself forward and down. If you would like to add a blanket to rest onto, that can be really helpful. Very slowly begin to rise, to release your legs and tap them out. Let's swap sides. So starting with your proud swan, this time it's the right leg forward, left leg back, rising up. Again, notice sensations at the back left
leg and hip. Take another rising breath. And pressing to the ground, rising up. And now we fold down, take an angle away from the right leg towards your left and rest down. Adding a rocking motion of your body. Slowly begin to rise back to where you began, a rising upward motion from the legs up. Another rising breath here. And then we take the back leg, wrap it around the front, and rest forward. Remember your options. You could rest forward onto your blanket. The leg might be higher, that's okay. Closing your eyes, add a nice fold of the body and a rock from side to side. Now settle forward, rest down. Take a few more restful breaths here. Begin to slowly rise up, release your legs, and tap them. We're moving now into the deep center, into the iliopsoas, the hip flexors. This will require your blanket once again, so rolling that so that you can elevate your hips. Place the blanket onto your mat. As you lie back, have the blanket right underneath of your pelvis. Begin with your feet on the floor, legs resting, pelvis resting. Close your eyes and observe the effect of consciously letting the weight of your pelvis rest to the blanket. Now slide your left leg long, left arm reaches behind you and begins to curve towards the right. Options are the right foot stays on the ground or hold the right leg. Explore different angles. So someone might prefer a wider angle, someone else less wide. So exploring the range of movement of the right leg. We're lengthening the left, so curving the left side away and towards the right. Can you arc the upper body more to the right now? Linger here for another 4 to 5 deep breaths. Begin to slowly come back to center. Come back to the beginning with both feet on the ground, the pelvis consciously resting to the blanket. Observe the side you just worked with, the
the left side. Is it more free now? Next, slide your right leg long, right arm lifts, tilt away from the right. So now we're lengthening the right, tilting towards the left. Options are the left foot remains on the ground or hold the left leg up on an angle that feels helpful for you. Remain here for a number of breaths. Curving the upper body towards the left, activating your right leg. Lingering here for another 4 or 5 deep breaths. Giving time for the deep center to have a response. Slowly make your way back to neutral, back to where we began, with both knees bent, feet on the floor, arms rested. Observing both sides, observing your breath. And next, slide your legs long, open the arms back, and activate your legs as if you were standing on them as you lengthen the arms and shoulders behind you. If your shoulders weren't happy here, widen the arms instead. Taking 3 or 4 more expansive breaths. Next, as you release, draw your knees in, lift your feet towards the sky, rest your arms, take a few circles of your ankles, circle the other direction. Knees now coming towards your chest, giving the knees a hug and rocking your hips. So again, we're encouraging a nourishment of the deep center, a release of tension in the deep supportive muscles of your spine. Take a few more rocks here. Come into stillness. Inviting an ease to your deep center, to your breath. A nourishment to all levels. Slowly begin to release. Take away your blanket. Roll yourself up. As you come up to take a seat, close your eyes. Observe if you feel more free somewhere. Observe the movement of body and breath.
And notice how you feel when you go for your next ride. Notice how you recover. And add this into your weekly routine once or twice. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.